3 of the sexiest fragrances that I own in my collection video coming right up. What's going on, guys, and welcome again to another video. Yes, in today's video I have 3 great sexy fragrances that I own and I love in my collection, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. Yes, because I love you, okay? There's way too many great fragrances out there, guys, but to me personally, to get that sexy element, it's really hard. And trust me, I own hundreds of bottles, but it's really hard for me to call a specific fragrance sexy, yes. And from these hundreds of bottles that I own, there's only, I would say, very minimal bottles that I can genuinely call sexy, yes. And in today's video, I have only 3 of them, okay? I only picked 3 fragrances just to not make this video way too long, because I usually get to talk a lot, and I just want to give each of these fragrances its time because they are a masterpiece in my opinion, and I just wanted to share every single aspect of these 3 masterpieces with you guys because I love you, okay? Not only that, if you share your love back, I would decant 3 of these sexy fragrances for a lucky subscriber. Stay till the end of this video for details, okay? Everything is on my Instagram as well, so just go follow me there right now and subscribe to get this video going as well. Come on, guys. These 3 fragrances, they're not in any particular order, and I could call them a 10 out of 10 fragrances for me personally, yes, without a single doubt, okay? My number 3 on my list is a great fragrance, guys. It resembles a lot Masque Ravageur by Frederic Malle. I love Masque Ravageur. I own 2 bottles, the current formulations and the vintage as well. I love them both. They both great, but honestly, I prefer Lab Denim 18 more. Here's the thing, when I smelled Lab Denim 18 for the first time, I automatically thought of Masque Ravageur. I thought it is just a copy of Masque Ravageur. But after I got this bottle and I smelled them side by side, honestly, they are totally different fragrances. Yes, they are musky, vanillic type of fragrances. That's why they resemble each other a lot, but they both take different directions. This is more on the animalic, sexier direction in my honest opinion. If you think Masque Ravageur, it's animalic, especially when you first spray it on, this is actually more animalic. This one got musk. The one that Masque Ravageur has, it's got also a huge dose of castoreum and civet. And yes, castoreum and civet is the epitome of animalic. It's the epitome of skanky notes, okay? There are even more than oud. Yes, if you think oud is skanky, try castoreum or civet. Yeah. But there's a big but with this juice right here. I know civet and castoreum, it's an acquired taste. It's not an easy note for a lot of people. I'm the same way too. A lot of castoreum or a lot of civet, and I would probably vomit, okay? But the way they mix everything all together, honestly and seriously, guys, it's uncomparable to anything else I've seen. They did a great job extracting the sexiness of the castoreum, civet, musk with the vanilla, everything all together to make it like a sex appeal elixir type of a fragrance. Yes, and you are a sex appeal juice right here. It is, guys, I'm not even exaggerating. This fragrance right here, it's the epitome of just being sexy. One of my most complimented hidden gems, I kid you not, guys, especially when it dries down. The vanillic, somewhat animalic sexiness that it projects and people get it of you, it's just to die for. It's not a simple vanilla. There's way too many simple vanilla type of fragrances out there. Vanilla on its own smells great, don't get me wrong, but vanilla with some skanky elements just to kind of balance the sweetness out, it's just perfect, okay? It's great for some boom shakalaka as well. So if you are into boom shakalaka, get yourself some Lab Denim 18, okay? Yeah, I get excited, sorry. My number 2 on my list is another great fragrance, guys. I truly love this fragrance. I find it very sexy. I find it to be a very gentleman type of a scent, and I find it extremely classy. So if you want the trio to be sexy, a gentleman and classy, you have to get yourself some African Leather by Memo Paris. Seriously, guys, I think this is one of my favorites of the Memo Paris house. If not my favorite, I love Italian leather as well. Italian leather is great, but I'm debating between Italian leather and this one. Italian leather, it's definitely sophisticated. This one is sophisticated as well. So honestly, if I decided to be sexy, I would definitely choose African leather over Italian leather any time of the week, okay? And the fact that I just opened that cap like this, I can definitely smell it, and it smells awesome. This one is pretty strong, okay? This one is a spicy boozy bomb. If you love spicy fragrances, especially the cardamom. Cardamom has been known to be the epitome of the sexy spice that everybody uses to make their sexy fragrances, like La Nuit de l'Homme, for example. This one got the cardamom from the Nuit de l'Homme, times 17,000 million times, okay? This one's got some menthol minty freshness coming from the geranium as well, so it's definitely somewhat fresh but dark at the same time. The saffron here is a big star as well. I just love everything about this fragrance here. There's also a cumin note here as well, and that's what gives it the edgy, somewhat skanky, sexy element that any fragrance needs to be sexy, somewhat edgy and somewhat skanky, okay? Sexy is not clean. So if you just want to get something sexy, it has to be edgy, somewhat, okay? You got it? And that's what this fragrance have, guys. The leather note here is very minimal. I don't really pick it up very loud, unlike Italian leather, which is all about the tomato, green leaf and leather. This one, even though it says leather on the bottle right here, it's not very leathery, okay? So if you just depending, or if you're anticipating a very prominent leather note, you might be disappointed. It's not as leathery. It's more of a spicy, and all those mixture of spices and everything all together gives it somewhat of a boozy element. And even though it doesn't have any booze, but it definitely get that cognac boozy element somewhat, which I love, don't get me wrong, especially when it drives down. It's got some sweetness coming from vanilla, I guess, which is not listed, and it gets sweeter but sexy at the same time. Sexy is the word of this video. It's the word of the day, okay? Especially when it drives down, it gets me way too many compliments. One of my most complimented fragrances when I first got it, and I used to wear the heck out of it a few years back when it first came out. And yes, that's why I love this fragrance. I would never give this fragrance away because I basically love it. And this is a 10 out of 10. The same as Lab Denim 18 is a 10 out of 10 for me. And yes, okay, my number one on my list is a knockout type of a fragrance. I don't know why not a lot of people talk about it. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. I used to have a decant for this fragrance for the longest time, but I finally, like recently, I just got myself a bottle of J'ai fait un rêve by Majda Bakkali. This is such a beautiful scent, guys. I finally got myself a bottle of this, and I just waited for way too long. That sample, well, it was a big decant that I gave half of it for a friend of mine because he just fell in love with it. I was working with it for the longest time, and every time I was like, j'ai fait un rêve, I need to get myself a bottle. I need to get myself a bottle. I need to get myself a bottle. But it just things get in the way until I finally did. And I'm very happy to get finally J'ai fait un rêve from Majda Bakkali. This is another 10 out of 10 for me, guys. This is a very strong fragrance, so you have to be very careful with the amount of sprays. The same thing as Majda Bakkali, the other one, Fusion Sacré. Another great fragrances. These are the only two fragrances I smelled from the Majda Bakkali house. They're both great. I own them both. Honestly, I don't recall I have smelled anything else from that house. I'm really curious. I just want to smell everything else because everything comes from that house. I'm pretty sure I like, okay? This is like a cedar wood type of a fragrance in a different level. Cedar wood for me personally reminds me a lot automatically of pencil shaving in a way. Yeah, so it's not the case here at all. This is a sexy Atlas cedar type of a fragrance with way too many things going on with it as well. Saffron is the spice of this video. Again, there's like what? There's saffron pretty much in every single scent of these three fragrances right here. And saffron it's a great sexy note here, guys. Okay, there's a minimal oud here as well, and it's definitely giving some skankiness to add to the sexy appeal that we always want. And there's I don't know, it's not listed, but definitely it gets a little sweeter and a little creamier in a way, and it reminds me somewhat a lot of Iris. Iris is not listed here, guys, but it's got that creamy, somewhat, I don't want to say lipsticky because the Iris here is not lipsticky, but it's definitely creamy, milky, added with the cedarwood and the woods and the saffron, and definitely gives this fragrance a sex appeal. This is a gentleman type of a scent, but like gentleman, but it's not dated. Okay, this is definitely modern and it smells expensive. Okay, these three fragrances, they are expensive, but they smell also very expensive. Okay, if these fragrances cost that much money, but the amount of how good they smelling, how expensive they smell like that expensive. Okay, they smell great when it comes to the expensive side. You would definitely smell quality, and people around you would smell that you are quality, and I kid you not, nobody, and I guarantee you that nobody would smell like you, because this fragrance is unique. Yeah, it's not somewhat that you smell everywhere. Okay, so this is part one of the sexiest fragrances on the planet through my eyes. Okay, and if you wanted more videos like this, please comment in the section down below. Please give me as many likes as you can possibly give. I want 300 likes to be able to give a decant on from each fragrance to a lucky subscriber. Okay, 300 likes minimum. Okay, I just want to give this three fragrances to somebody just to try him out, and because I want his feedback. I want your feedback, so go give me a like at this very moment, subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Okay, and comment down below if you want part 2 niche, if you want part 1 designer next time. If have you tried these three fragrances before? What do you think of them? What are the sexiest fragrances on your eyes? I would love to know in the comment section down below. I want everybody to comment. Okay, I want everybody to like, I want everybody to subscribe and share this video, and do the whole shebang. Okay, and this is another week with no sponge, and I know sponge making smell good always easy. Peace.